viewers, it's Sako Tumi, also known as the Witch of Tylwyth Teg, and today we're going to talk about Samhain. Wow, my intro is really long. I need to go back in and make it shorter. I need to make like a script for the whole thing. I've only got scripts for like parts of the stream, but I should do a whole thing. If we haven't met before, I'd like to welcome you to my channel. It's very nice to meet you. And if you've been here before, it's so lovely to see you back. I love you guys. I'd like to start this morning with a grounding ritual to start your day. This starts near your domain. If you've not created a domain, you might want to sign up for my newsletter, which is linked below. I have not actually done any newsletters, so it's not like I'll clutter your inbox. Hi, Debbie. Sit with your hands in your lap and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it for a moment. And as you let it out completely through your mouth, let go of the tension from the night and the grogginess of the morning. Take another deep breath in. As you breathe in, imagine you are breathing in pure love. And as you breathe out, imagine you are breathing out forgiveness. Take a third deep breath in, and as you do so, imagine a light coming in at the top of your head. It enters at the top of your head and spreads down over your face, neck, and shoulders. This cleansing light now expands along your back, down your legs, and out through your feet. It is as if cleansing light is a constant flow of soothing energy entering from your head and passing out through the arches of your feet. You are just outside the door of your domain. The air is crisp and cool. The evergreens sway slightly in the breeze, and the ground has a large patch of moss at your feet. Step barefoot onto the moss. Feel how soft it is. Feel the solid ground underneath. That light coming into your head can now be translated into energy that you can send out your feet. Convert the light into roots and send the roots out the bottoms of your feet and deep into the earth, as deep as you can. The soil is fresh, easy to toil, easy to carve a path down. Feel how anchored you are, how close to the earth. Reach as far down as you can. The earth hugs your roots comfortably, no matter how sharp or curly, no matter how many times they split off. Slowly pull the roots back up the way they came. Your roots slither through the dark, the soil filling in its wake. Pull the roots back into your feet, convert it back into the light, and let the light filter through you and out the top of your head. Take one more deep breath in and begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. When you are ready, open your eyes. Welcome. If you're just joining us, we just did our morning grounding ritual. Hello, hello. I'm going to share my stream on my server. Share. Copy. Streams. Okay. Now for the tarot card for today. I will be using the Celtic Tarot. If you've not seen the back, this is the back with our Pictish puppies. Pictish puppies. Let's shuffle these a little bit. So, happy Halloween, happy Samhain. If you are unfamiliar with Samhain, it is a holiday. It is the witch's new year. It is when the veil is the thinnest to the gauntlet, to the spirit world. And the veil lifted not just here, but also in the Fey realms and all kinds of other realms too. So you might see more fairies today for the next week or so. They might look like bugs you've never recognized before. Okay, here we go. The Two of Coins. I can't tell if it's inverted or not. Seems identical either way. Two of coins, two of coins. That's cups, swords, coins. A pleasant change of scenery. Careful management of resources. Good news concerning finances. Negotiations for a settlement of money or assets is fairly divided. Yeah, I don't know how to identify it as ill-dignified, as reversed. I don't know. So, see some of the designs that Courtney did. Working on nano prep. You got a little bit of time before nano actually strikes. Okay. Hi, Katchin Studios. Hi, Courtney. How's it going? Okay, so Ginny, one of my coven mates, question mark, good witchy friend. She, yes, tomorrow nano strikes. Does. She talked about working with graveyard dirt tonight. So she was unaware of the etiquette that revolves around graveyard dirt and working with the dead in that regard. So I thought I would talk about working with the dead on Samhain. I guess I could actually, like, talk about Samhain a little bit. Like I said, it is the Witch's New Year. And it's 2 days, as our most let's see, Gaelic festival marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, or the darker half of the year. It is held on November 1st, but with celebrations beginning on the evening of the 31st of October, since the Celtic day began and ended at sunset. This is halfway between the autumn equinox and the winter solstice. It is one of the 4 Gaelic seasonal festivals with Imbolc, Beltane, and Lugnasa. Historically, it was widely observed throughout Ireland, Scotland, and the Isle of Man, where it's spelled Samhain in a different spelling. A similar festival was held by the Brittonic Celtic people called Calan Gaef in Wales, and Calan Gaef in Cornwall, and Calan Gaeaf in Brittany. How about not the origins, but the customs? So usually you do a bonfire. I gotta go and get wood today. And maybe some snacks. So I will be hosting a Samhain night here, which basically means I'm setting up a table, and on the table I'm setting up a shrine, and in the shrine is Hecate, because this is kind of her night, right? The crone is kind of the star of the show, so I honor her, and I invite her to come and hang out. And I'm going to have a burning bowl, which is a cauldron, and people will write the things that they are letting go this year, and they will burn it and throw it into the cauldron. And then we're going to throw tarot cards. So that is my plan for after the trick-or-treaters. Working with the dead. First, you need a link. Ashes, memories, something. If you can only get dirt from their grave, then you should pay for it. Dirt from a policeman and soldiers is great for protection and curses. Dirt from musicians would be good for learning their key instrument. You get the idea. You can pay homage to the dead by working with deities associated with the dead, like Hecate. Don't point at or take photos of them. I know on ghost tours and stuff like that, people take photos of the lights and stuff like that. Please don't do that. Apologize when you step over a grave site. It's bad luck to wear anything new to a cemetery, especially new shoes. Don't whistle or you'll tempt death. Leaving coins is a token of respect, you know, to pay the ferryman. Don't yawn or you'll invite ghosts into your body. Smelling roses is a sign of a benevolent spirit nearby. The person who takes something from a grave will return more than he took. Ginny mentioned that she always takes cigarettes with her and offers cigarettes. That is a lovely offering. Also, you know, money in coin form is a great offering. Flowers are a good offering. The person, let's see, I read that one. Every graveyard has a guardian. When you enter a graveyard, introduce yourself, ask permission, and maybe bring an offering to the guardian. So we talked about guardians a little bit last time, I think. Did we? Hi, Kat. Also, people are bringing an effect of their family tonight, and they will stick it on the altar. So we will be paying homage to our ancestors, be it our grandparents or our parents, or even older than that, if you've got it. Heirlooms are really great for this. Spell candles, you can burn them on the altar. Setting intention for the year is really, really what witches do on Samhain. I have no idea what I'm gonna set my intention as this year. Set witchy goals, as it were. I would like to get back to doing study sessions with my coven, my study group. Hi, Laura. You missed all the good stuff. So I'm open to questions and comments and stuff like that. Let me see if I can find a definition of Samhain that is pagan religious festival originating from ancient. I can't even speak today. Celebrating Samhain, Festival of the Dead. Samhain. They're all talking about the history thereof. How about this? Is it a course? With leaves turning colors and days growing shorter, plenty of people turn their sights to the next holiday to get them through, which was how people began to latch onto Samhain. Is there more to this holiday than pumpkin carving and wearing costumes? let's see, celebrated October 31st into November 1st, from evening to evening, by the way. This is when they believed it was the midpoint between fall and winter. For these ancient Celts, the year splits in two. Samhain marks the beginning of the dark half of the year, otherwise known as the New Year. This is the part of the year where they reap what the goddess and the horn god had sowed during Beltane. It's part of the tradition to have the hearth at home going all day while they gather their crops. It's a little warm for that, so I will not be burning my... Hi, Kalia. I hope Kalia's still home? Question mark. Are you keeping her home for Halloween? The study group is chaos magic. We study chaos magic. And on the very practical and sometimes like quantum physics side of chaos magic, all right. Where was I? According to ancient texts, Samhain celebrations lasted over the course of 3 days. The head of each household presented themselves to the head clansman or the king of the providence. It was ill-fated not to partake in these ceremonies. Villagers believed that you would be the harbinger of misfortune to them or the town. The holiday is so sacred that, written in the same text, no man may raise their arms until it is over. Going against this rule meant certain death once Samhain was over, of course. There were also documents of excessive drinking and merriment during this festival. Many details of the preparations of this holiday have vanished, though. Many of Samhain's traditions have gotten absorbed by organized religions. Witch trials and religious conversions across Europe were responsible for the destruction of these memoirs. There are, in fact, plenty of ancient Samhain monsters attached to the holiday. Some of Halloween's most iconic activities have Samhain origins. Activities such as carving jack-o'-lanterns and dressing up in costumes. Ancient Celts would carve grotesque faces into turnips to scare off wandering spirits from entering their homes. Pumpkins became more prevalent when the Irish immigrated to America. They found that pumpkins were easier to carve than the more acquirable turnip in Ireland. Ancient Celts would also carve masks of these horrible faces. Once the sun goes down on October 31st, they would put them on. This is to prevent any restless wraith from stealing their souls, or worse, possessing their bodies. If an ancestor passes away, it's common for them to dress in animal skins. Sometimes they would don a headdress made of skulls or bones. This is to frighten off not only spirits, but also fairies that have a penchant for souls. And they talk about the She, the Puka, the Dullahan, or the Headless Horseman. Samhain across the ages, ways to celebrate. So the Silent Supper, right, is basically you have a big feast and then you set a place for the dead or for the god that you're working with. And it's very kind of like Thanksgiving. So wild game, nuts and seeds, harvest fruits like apples, cranberries, and pomegranates, bread, especially pumpernickel or rye, fall herbs like sage, rosemary, garlic, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice. Harvest vegetables like pumpkins, squash, potatoes, parsnips, etc. She got sent home from school for a cough. Where did what happen? Samhain? Samhain is a Celtic holiday. Traditionally, it is a Celtic holiday. Oh, where does the study group happen? Is that what you're asking? It is based out of Richmond, Virginia at the moment. Yeah, the study group. I can, if you, are you on Facebook? Because if you're on Facebook, I can add you to the study group, and because that's where we mostly make plans and talk about witchy shit. I think you would really like it. It's mostly me posting witchy shit, but I think they're looking for an organizer, and I think that organizer is going to be me. You can find me as Sako Tumi on Facebook. Send me a friend request, and I will add you to the study group. That would be great. It seems that the lady who lends her home to, yeah, cool. The lady that lends her home to these study meetings, she actually hasn't gotten into astral projection or hedge writing or anything like that. So I think our next meeting is going to be about astral projection. And I'll do a witchy hour after we do that, you know, kind of summarizing what we talk about. Okay, so I ordered this from Jules, and I thought I would use it to track. I would use it to track the readings that I do on this stream, and maybe we'll do some tarot readings for the next like half hour if you guys are interested in that. Today is the 31st. It is 10:30 a.m. The deck was the Celtic deck. Celtic Tarot. Sako is the reader. The querent is YouTube. I'm not going to bother with the energy levels because it's over the internet. The question was, how is our week going to go? Did I do coins? I did. Two of coins. Initial reaction. New negotiations. Perhaps negotiations with the dead? Question mark. Samhain. Themes, patterns, and connections. Samhain and working with the dead. So working with spirits and guardians spirits are often enlisted as guardians. Working and graveyard dirt. Graveyard dirt is very powerful, but you got to pay for it. Interpretation. I'm not gonna, I don't know, clarifying cards, which I didn't do. Actually, maybe I should. New negotiations over what? Ooh, some kind of new endeavor. Ace of Wands. Oh. It shows great initiative and enterprise. High ambitions which may appear beyond the scope of others. Revelation of a spiritual nature that act like a catalyst to the understanding of much wilder issues. The impulse of the Ace of Wands initiates the start of a new enterprise. It is also related to birth and the origins of the family. A powerful card to draw at any time, it symbolizes all the creative and inventive qualities which enable mankind to progress. The Ace of Wands conducts energy with great skill and enterprise. So, Nano. Clarifying card was the Ace of Wands. So maybe you're negotiating with yourself or brainstorming with other people, or a change in creative process, or both. Yeah. New creative beginnings. Okay, so reflection and action plan. So I think our action plan is to participate with or in Nano with great fervor. So JC Carpenter is doing a 5.5 hour stream tonight, starting at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. New negotiations. regarding new enterprises. Cool. So a little shout out to Jules for her tarot workbook. The Dawdling Writer, by the way, if you didn't know, she is well versed in tarot and oracle decks. So that was the general What's This Week Look Like reading, which I try to do every week. I don't think I'm going to stay awake past midnight this evening, although it's really tempting to, so I might actually try. Ditto. I'm going to be handing out candy from like 6 to 8. From 8:30 to question mark, I'm going to be hostessing that Samhain night. And then I intend on cracking open my Scrivener file and starting to write. So if I can make it to midnight, I will definitely hop on JC Carpenter's stream. I'll be hanging out in the chat, and unless I can get a hold of JC and she wants more co-hosts, in which case I will definitely be there. So let me... No, don't let me do that. Probably way late. It is going from 11:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. So yeah, it's pretty late. That is the end of my coffee. I think I'm going to burn some incense. Today is a good day for dragon's blood. If I have any left. I do. Two left. So dragon's blood is really good for adding oomph to a spell. Any take on what to do for sewing around midnight? Goal setting and homage to... I think that this ring is useless. It is not. Goal setting for the year. So you know all the new resolutions and stuff like that people make in January? Witches do that in during Samhain. So I will be writing in my BOS section. Oh shit. My cover's coming off. It's the downside to spiral bound. Sometimes the spirals get all wonky. Journal. Oh. So spiritual goal setting, I guess. I'm gonna do spiritual stuff specifically, or I'm gonna try anyway. But also whatever creative endeavors you're gonna do that year, any like maybe you wanna. It's like resolution setting. Like I'm gonna be healthier this year, or I'm gonna learn a new skill, or um, you know, like just becoming a better person in general. So yeah. The dumb supper is another thing that you can do at midnight on. Also, a thing that I do is I take a piece of candy, I unwrap it, and I take it to the crossroads. Funny, it would make the year start with Nano. Yeah, it really does. It's total coincidence, but it really does. So, as an homage to Hecate, I go to the crossroads. If you have a dog with you, that would be ideal, but I don't have a dog. You leave it at the crossroads and walk away from it without looking. The same goes with the dumb supper. So the food that you offer the dead, I would just take it to the crossroads or to the woods and offer it to the animals, basically. Candy's probably not great for the feral cats that are out there, but maybe a Snickers would be ideal for the squirrels. But yeah, like I think setting the goal of writing a novel in 30 days is an excellent goal to set for Samhain. I just want to make progress on this Vela project. Sugared squirrels, woof. Yeah, I know, right? Or Bork. Now I have a lot to think about before tonight. Yeah, me too. I'm not sure what kind of, because Carnoon is asleep or dead. I don't know. He dies like during Samhain. So, or is that in bulk? I have to look. I think it is the beginning of the darker months, and therefore, yeah. Since I moved, there is a ton of them in my yard. Oh, squirrels. So what kind of goals can you set? Jeez. Going on a nature walk. Samhain is a time of reflection, watching the end of a season while death lingers in the air. Take a walk through the forest or a local park. Feel the energy around you. Take note of the receding trees, the changing color of the leaves. If you live in a place with more temperate weather, then reflect on nature itself. Observe the creatures and their habits as they prepare for what's to come. Setting up an altar with a Samhain altar and an ancestor altar. I'll be setting up an ancestor altar. Choose a low traffic spot, clean the area, then sage it to create clarity and balance the energies. There are several colors that you can use as an altar cover: deep plums, purples, or burgundy. If you feel like it, don't shy away from fall colors like oranges, reds, and golds to create a brighter altar. Darker cloths are a visual representation of the shorter days yet to come. To add a physical representation of Samhain symbols to the altar, you could add harvest nuts and fruits. For example, a cornucopia filled with pumpkin, squash, acorns, and other types of nuts. Do you happen to have a small scythe lying around? If so, this would be a great addition to your altar, especially since Samhain is also a festival that observes death and new beginnings. Oh, that's a really cool altar. Some choose to place a goblet of mulled wine out, or even add Samhain herbs such as sage, rosemary, and catnip. You might want to avoid this if you're a cat owner, otherwise you might find yourself with a destroyed altar. During Samhain, the deities are often associated with agriculture and death. The Greek goddess Demeter and the Assyrian god Adonis are great representations of the moon goddess and the horn god during Samhain. To increase your focus and deepen your concentration for meditation, add a smoky quartz or a hematite crystal to your altar. For the ancestor altar, it's not that much different from having a regular altar. The difference is that it's filled with items that connect you with your roots and your ancestors. For the cloth, you would use a quilt that your grandmother knitted. Another idea is a piece of clothing that belonged to a beloved family member. Your altar could include framed photos of your departed loved ones. Take it another step further by adding photos of a place your family frequented together or a map of where your ancestors were from. Physical mementos of your loved ones, if you have them, are another great way of personalizing your ancestor altar. If your family is the type to express their love through meals, then dig for an old family recipe and cook it for dinner. Bonus points if the dish contains Samhain herbs. Other offerings that you can include are small cups of coffee or rum. It is also advised to have your patron deities represented on the altar to help watch over your ancestors. Commune with the dead. Samhain observes the passing of another year in life in a respectful manner. It isn't too far out of the realm of possibilities to open oneself up to commune with the dead. There are several ways to do this, but please be aware that this isn't an activity to mess with. The utter seriousness of the situation must be in consideration. Opening one's energy to spirits is a very dangerous task. Only attempt it when you feel comfortable enough with your own strengths and powers. The simplest way of communicating with the dead is to host a seance. You'd preferably do this with a select group of people you know and have similar beliefs. Before you begin, it's best to remind your guests not to antagonize or disrespect the spirit in any manner. Starting with your hands held in a rough circle, the leader would begin to ask questions. The spirit might make itself known through several methods. This includes talking through a member of the circle and automatic writing. It's easier to communicate with a spirit if you're familiar with using Ouija boards, tarot cards, and pendulums. Also, it's really good for divination of any kind, right? Ouija boards. Common method of contacting spirits is a Ouija board. There are plenty of rules attached to using one, and it's more than just a toy sold by Hasbro. Only those who are comfortable with handling spirits should use Ouija boards and should never use a Ouija board alone. If you accidentally call on a negative spirit during your seance or Ouija board session, the first thing to remember is to keep calm. Next, immediately end the session. To do this, start by saying goodbye to the spirit. If the spirit refuses to move on, a prayer or a blessing is sometimes needed to help them along. Bonfire magic. The bonfire is the most ancient Samhain tradition that exists to this day. You can perform bonfire magic in or around the comfort of your home. Here are a couple of easy spells to try. Start by having a fire in a small cauldron outside or in a designated fireplace. On a piece of paper, write the habit. Oh, this is a burning bowl. Yeah. I'm doing this inside, but I might have a fire outside. I don't know. On a piece of paper, write a habit you wish to break or lingering anxiety you wish to let go. Fold the paper and hold it to your chest. Focus on new beginnings and a lighter future without the burden of what you just wrote, and throw the paper into the fire. If you don't have the space for a bonfire, you can partake in fire magic with 2 candles, preferably one black one and one orange one to separate Samhain. You could also use standard white candles if you don't have any orange and black ones on hand. Do I have a black candle? I think I do. Light the 2 candles and focus on your past. Reflect on the choices you've made to make you the person today. Excuse me, let me try this again. Reflect on the choices you've made to make you the person you are today and the choices you will make in the future. It's a great way to set your intent. In fact, there are many similarities to the New Year's resolutions made on January 1st. I hope this article managed to provide some insight. I hope you're prepared to observe. We wish you a blessed Samhain. Is it okay to write intentions on a piece of paper and then burn it? Yes. Yes, it is. Though, or only a habit, or we want to let go. Any other day, I wish it was a full moon, but it's not for another week. Full moons are also another great way to let go of shit. But yes, you can totally write your intention, hold it to your heart, make your intention known. With the intention, the simplest way is just to write the intention, but you can draw a sigil, and burn it is a great way to activate it. But that's like, that is typical practical magic. I feel like whenever there's a witchy event, in the same writing intentions than burning them. Yeah. It is a typical spell. One of the easier spells to do, especially when there's a lot of you. I'm going to concentrate on letting stuff go and maybe setting new intentions. Oh. Well, we are at the 55-minute mark. If you liked this video at any point, I encourage you to hit the like button. And if you would like to see more videos like this one, then you might want to hit subscribe and maybe even ring that bell on the off chance that YouTube actually notifies me when I go live. I am always going to be here on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Good luck on the spiritual homework. Yay!